Hello, guys. Thank you for tuning in into the first podcast of Slowlist Council. My name is Justin, and we're about to get started in a few minutes.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.
Shall we begin?
Yes, I am
7, 6,
here.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have
Yes,
the
I
sacred
am
stone.
here.
Oh, this you crazy.
And we're going to have a little background music because I am by myself now. When I first started, I was going to be a little shady and, mention everybody that I invited but didn't show up. But I'm not going to do that today. We're just going to move on from that, And we have a few topics. So we have a few topics. My name is Justin Watson, and I'm from the channel Slowlist in Your Face, youtube.com/Slowlist in Your Face. We are also on Twitter, twitter.com, or we don't do that on Twitter, right? We're just at Slowlist Network. So let's get into some of the topics. We have a few topics. Most of them are serious, unfortunately. But what can you do? The world is kind of serious most of the time. First, we're gonna start talking about the NYPD in New York City, New York Police Department is having a few some issues with us. The music will be looping in the background. Just bear with me. This is the first one. This is the first episode. So they have stopped. They're kind of on a mini strike, but not like we're not going to show up to work, but we're going to do like reduce duties. So what they're doing is they're not arresting people for petty crime, like public urination, petty stuff like that, like where it's not just the lesser crimes, which are not so serious to people, non-violent, like possession, stuff like that. And Business Insider did this article because in New York they have this the police department practices the broken window theory, and the broken window theory is you have this building, and if one of the windows breaks, you have to fix that window, or other windows will break and no one will ever fix any of them, and it'll lead to eventually the building decaying. So it's basically if you let lesser crime pass or slide, it will lead to more crime and more severe crime. And the city hasn't burned down yet, but it could be that it takes a while for something like that to take effect. I'm just gonna put on another song real quick because this keeps fading. Just give me one moment. I know I ain't prepared. First nobody show up, and now this. I do have. this song? Was it? Hold on, this might be a little loud. Just bear with me 1 second, people. And then we get right back to our topics. No, that's not the song I want. Okay, we can do this. Alright. I mean, show you love. I mean, show you love. That's the name of the song, Show You Love. I do not know who it's by, but it is from YouTube. Oh my god. Okay, hold on. That's a good volume, yeah. Okay. There's one more thing. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so back to the NYPD. So they're on this mini strike. They about 94% of arrests have the percentage of arrests have went down by 94% for petty crime. And I mean, the city's not, burning down. It seems to be the same, but like I said earlier, that doesn't necessarily mean that the broken window theory, I mean, it doesn't take away from the broken window theory, but it doesn't give it any credit either, since the broken window theory is not really backed by a lot of research. So, oh my god, this song has words. Hold on. This show is a mess. What is going on? Okay, let's hope this song don't have words. Alright, we're gonna go with the song. But anyway, the city is not burning down, so it's just, what's wrong with the NYPD? I mean, I understand that the 2 cops were killed, and that's what, everyone's speculating that they're obviously upset for. And obviously, yeah, you should be upset, but I don't understand why do we always have to blame the movement for extremists? And then we neglect the fact that the guy who did do the shootings was just obviously mentally ill. And when you're mentally ill, you'll grasp at anything to rationalize your actions. And it doesn't mean that you even understand what your actions will cause, the effects of your actions. So I don't understand why the NYPD, they just went with it. And I also don't understand, when you're a police officer, right? Your job is to protect the people, protect and serve. If you see a cop doing something wrong, you should be mad at the cop. And you shouldn't be mad that when people feel like a cop who did something wrong didn't get there wasn't any justice served. You shouldn't be mad at the people for seeking that justice. You should be mad that, well, why was one of my colleagues or co-workers, why did he do wrong, or why did he or she do wrong? And I think that's a big problem with the NYPD, is that as soon as the people demand justice, they get defensive and they all crowd around and they all huddle against their brother. But if your brother did wrong, you should, especially, it's not family, even though they probably feel ostracized by societies to some extent. But with family, you have an obligation to your family first. And NYPD, you took an oath to protect the people. So, why are you taking these oaths? It's just like when a politician messes up, there's no people I mean, there's probably people that will support them, whatever, but it's not like we can just it's not like there's a union or somebody, like a strong force behind a politician. Usually if a politician gets into a sex scandal, they're gone. And it's really, even though it's on public pressure, it's really on their own accord that they leave because, well, what are they gonna do? You know, nobody's gonna vote for them again. But NYPD don't have that type of cycle. You know, it's not like we elect each and every officer. So, I mean, I understand being upset about the cops being dead, but I don't understand being mad at Mayor Bill de Blasio. I don't understand being mad at the people. It's not. They are mentally ill people that will kill at any time. And it's like, obviously, it has nothing to do with the movement. Because why would he shoot his wife or girlfriend? I don't know if it was wife or girl, but I think it was his wife. Why shoot her? I mean, shoot her and then drive all the way up here. Like, you're not even from New York. So I don't like it. It's like the NYPD is just throwing a tantrum based on someone mentally ill, and I don't understand the reaction. And we have to change the way the NYPD is. Like, it shouldn't be a gang. Like, it really is a gang, and it shouldn't be a gang. It should be some of the most upstanding citizens of our communities, not people who are just coming together. And I mean, I don't mind them building a brothership, but it should be that if your brother turns on what your group stands for, that we don't still go and support this guy or this girl who is tarnishing what everybody stands for. The police department should not be a group of people that is hated, to be honest. And it shouldn't be a group of people that's feared. Like, who wants to call, like, what black person wants to call 911 now? Especially if you're a big black guy like me. I don't want to call 911 for what? You know, I might call 911 and they might think it was me. And I call 911. So there's just a lot of changes. And the dynamic of the police department, like, I don't think like it's blatant. Like, I don't think they're talking like, you know, we gotta go get some black people today. You know, I don't think it's blatant, but a lot of subconscious stuff can be taught and can be passed on. So NYPD just needs to work on that. I'm gonna switch to the next story, and the next story is Adina Menzel and her New Year's Eve performance. I don't know how many people saw it. I mean, it's not just the performance, it's, you know, her response to the performance or to the backlash from everyone about the performance. I'm just gonna pull up the clip really quick so we can hear that note. And yes, it was just one note that was the problem. Really, just one note. It was amazing. I mean, it wasn't amazing. It was I mean, it was amazing that, you know, like, well, how did you just mess up the one note? I'm really just gonna put this down and we're gonna bring this up. See, this is why I wanted multiple people, that other people could talk. What is playing? Oh my gosh. This is why I wanted multiple people here, so other people can talk while I do the technical stuff, because I'm usually a tech person. But, you know, people don't show up. It's loading right now. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna just play the last note. I mean, she didn't sound bad the entire performance, so that's why I'm just playing the last note. Oh my God, they took it down. Why? Well, then I can't play the note. Why would they take it down the day I'm recording? Like they knew. Like they knew. What is going on? Why does nothing want to work with me? All right, well, her note sounded like, okay, there we go. But I'm gonna I'm gonna read you. She posted this on Twitter, and it was from an interview she did a while back. And this is what she said. There are about 3 million notes in a 2.5 hour musical. Being a perfectionist, it took me a long time to realize that I'm hitting 75% of them. I'm succeeding. Performing isn't only about the acrobatics and the high notes. It's staying in the moment, connecting with the audience in an authentic way, and making yourself real to them through the music. I am more than the notes I hit, and that's how I try to approach my life. You can't get it all right all the time, but you can try your best. If you've done that, all that's left is to accept your shortcomings and have the courage to try and to overcome them. Beautiful, whatever. The only issue I have with that is we all like the song, okay? But the song is 2 years old now. And I mean, it's a powerhouse song. It's a power ballad. Well, I don't know power ballad, but you know, it's just one of those songs. And then everyone looks forward to that note. And the thing is, if you were having trouble hitting the note, then maybe you could have changed up the song, you know? And it's not like there was nothing extra. There was nothing to distract us. There was nothing to be like, well, you know, if she didn't do, her voice wasn't at 100 today, but she did so much else. Only thing she did was walk up the stairs one time and then walk down. You just came out there with a mic and a scarf. Like, I don't understand. It was like, you can't. At least when Mariah failed the other day, which was pretty bad too, but at least there was dancers and stuff, and at least it was background singers, and you know, it was a big show. It wasn't just, I'm here, listen to me, and then I'm not going to hit all the notes. Especially because it's just that song, it has, that note is really isolated and is really climactic, and it's right at the end of the song. So did you really think everybody was not going to just be like, well, what in the world was that? I mean, the song literally builds up to that note. So the song's very theatrical, so it builds right up to that. So I don't know. I mean, I love her music. I love her voice. I mean, everyone has their bad day, but it's just, I don't like this excuse. I mean, not that she couldn't mess up, but it's just like, all right, I messed up and I move on. Now I messed up. It's not about the notes. It's about, no. You know, like, what's that other saying they say is, it's not how fast you got there, or it's how you got, not how fast you got. I don't know the quote. I don't know. Oh, I have another clip. Now this clip should be here. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna just put the music back on real quick because I forgot that I didn't put it back on. Oh, I know where it is. Alright. Now this clip is about a lady ranting about her boyfriend, husband, whatever. I think husband. Sleeping with another woman, but she just sounds crazy. And I want to play this clip. And I just want to talk about, like, is she crazy or is she smart? Let's find out right now.
So you know I had to get a private investigator and find out what they had him a side bitch and didn't want to tell me who it was. So you know I had to get a private investigator and find out where she lived, find out where she worked, and come to find out, she was being funny on Facebook, acting like I'm supposed to be mad because she be with him on the weekends and shit like that. So I went up to this bitch job and I had to let her know. Listen here, I love him. And I love him so much, that means I love you too. So I'm gonna need you to hop on board Team Mitchell and get this shit right. I would bring her lunch. I would bring her breakfast at work. I would bring her lunch in the afternoon. I'd cook for her, invite her over for dinner, but she would never want to come. And one time she ran out of gas, and I was right there because I was just making sure she got to work okay. I wasn't stalking or nothing, but I was just making sure she was getting to work. So when she saw that I was right there behind her when she ran out of gas, instead of being like, damn, I'm glad you saved me, she was fucking mad. No, bitch, I'm going to treat you right. Because if he love you, I love you. Bitch, you going to be treated right. I care.
How
That's
about
it.
no?
So your kids, you need to let me see them. I want to see my kids. They're our kids. And bitch, you better not cheat on him. Because if you do, you got a whole nother thing coming. You're not going to break his heart because then you breaking my heart. So if you end this for life, Team Mitchell. And she didn't like that, so I don't know. She trying to like get a restraining order on me. Like, bitch, I love you. We supposed to be family. We supposed to be one happy family. Like, what's wrong with that?
Game over.
So yeah, I don't know if she just crazy or like what's wrong with her. I mean, if she's not actually crazy, then I mean maybe that's how like she gets rid of whoever her husband's cheating on her with. Because who's gonna stay around that? That's crazy. Your kids, my kids? What? Who does that? It was. I mean, she just reminded me of this.
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
Like a lady. But I also wanted to talk about something serious about this. It was just like, well, what about relationships? Like, is that becoming more acceptable? Are people like monogamy is just done? I mean, naturally, I don't know if we're naturally, scientifically, or biologically, I don't know if we're designed for monogamy, but I mean, we don't need to populate anymore, but I don't know evolutionary wise our bodies have adjusted to us not needing to populate, so we probably still have the natural urge to not be with one person. But I mean I see people in relationships and stuff, but I mean it does seem to be declining, monogamy. I mean, maybe one day we'll all be polygamous and everybody will have hundreds of husbands and hundreds of wives, or maybe it would just be like you sleep with whoever you want to sleep with when you want to sleep with them, and maybe we just have like tier 1 people and tier 2 people and tier 3 people. But I don't know. It's just, I mean, because you see even young kids and high school, grade school, whatever, and they don't care either. It's just, who cares anymore? But then I'm like, also a lot of people used to just stay together because just like, oh, we married, we stopped, and it doesn't make any sense to stay with somebody you don't even like. So I think that's bad too. So I don't know. Maybe relationships will be saved one day. Aww. Or maybe they'll end.
An enemy has been slain.
You never know. Speaking of relationships and family and stuff like that. So, I was talking to my friend, right? And she was like, oh, relationship, da 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 da. And she came and she said, oh, do you want kids? I was like, no, I don't want kids. She's like, you're selfish. And I'm just like, excuse me? How am I selfish? Like, not having kids is not selfish. Because the simple fact, how is having kids selfless? I mean, I understand people saying, oh, well, because you raise your kids, you give them everything. But that's because you want somebody in the world like you. You want to leave your legacy. If you never had the kid, you would never need to take care of them. You would never need to give your life for them. You know what I mean? You have a kid, and every parent, the best thing they can do is try and make their life wonderful. But that's not a guarantee. And you brought them in the world, and you brought them in the world with the risk that they could have a horrible life. They could be miserable their entire life. And you brought them in the world with that risk because you needed to satisfy something in you. Me not having kids is... I'm not putting that risk on anyone. I mean, and of course, that doesn't always happen. Of course, sometimes you raise a kid and everything's fine. But it's not like people who don't have kids are selfish. Like, how are they selfish? Because they're thinking about themselves? I mean, are they? Is it that, to me, if you don't have kids because you feel like you're not gonna have time for them or whatever, you're thinking about the kid. You could have a kid and not pay them any mind and not have any attention because you just want somebody there to pass on your legacy. You know what I mean? So I feel like that whole notion of if you don't have kids, you're selfish. No. Kids, and of course, like when you have kids and you give them everything, of course you're not being selfish, but you did have the kid for you. You didn't have... It's not like you're gonna just pop out a kid one day, like no matter what. It's not like there's a deadline, or not a deadline, but it's not like Tuesday 2016 or when you turn 25, bam, a kid's gonna come no matter what you want or no matter what you say. So that whole notion of being selfish, I don't understand. And then you never know what type of kid you're gonna bring into the world. What about if you bring a menace to society? What about if you raise a menace to society? So for your own selfish need to fulfill, I don't know what type of void, and then you bring in Charles Mason into the world, and then you want to tell me that I am selfish because I don't want no kids. Excuse me. I don't know what's wrong with people. But that wraps up this show. I don't know how long we went. This was kind of fun, but I kind of want to get more people involved so we can have, more dialogue, more of a discussion. And then I can take care of technical stuff without it being actually heard. But this is fun. I'm glad I was able to do this. I think anyone who listened or was listening right now, I don't know where I'm going to put it, probably on iTunes, SoundCloud, of course, YouTube. Shout out to my Slowlist people, Catalina, Daquan. Other people I invited but didn't show up, shout out to you too. Because I invited like 3 or 4 other people and nobody showed up. But anyway, Catalina canceled, Daquan canceled too. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. Like, where you at? Where they at though? Where they at though? But anyway, this is gonna wrap up the first episode of Slow as Count-To. I thank everyone for taking the time to listen. Please check out our channel, YouTube, at youtube.com/slowlistinyourface or youtube.com/slowlistgaming. We post videos as frequently as we can. This year we're going for every day, but life happens. And that's about it. I am signing off now, and we will see you next week. Thank you so much once again. Hold on, let me just pull up this last one. I mean, I was trying to get it, but then I couldn't really like talk and do it at the same time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye, everyone. Slowlist, 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 what? Slowlist, what? Slowlist, what?
That was easy.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred